It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching the Oilers leader at quarterback, as he's gone over 4,000 yards passing now for the year. It's the Oilers and the Falcons under the lights on Monday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Oilers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. As a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Now Devlin. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Devlin going up top. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken out of bounds all the way down near the 35-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 43 yards. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Off the play fake. Devlin. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Devlin. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On fourth down, Devlin. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this defense holds on the Knights' opening drive. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately, one touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers for him from a week ago, 22 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Douglas to Barkley on the check down. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
A first down carry for Barkley. Ooh, with a juke. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Douglas. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The catch and run good for 24 yards. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Looking to throw, Douglas. Forced nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Now Cade York for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Douglas. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Douglas. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 43. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Looking to throw. Douglas right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Back to throw again. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. They'll look to throw again. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Again, he'll drop to throw. Going for Kyle. And he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
Following the fumble recovery, Devlin, he'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game, and he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They go play action here on first down. And that'll be caught by Toney. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Devlin. And that one complete downfield to Kupp. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, a 22.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 17 carries, 54 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Devlin. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they go to work on a 1st and goal. Operating from the gun. Devlin. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, 5, and he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Falcons ready to take over as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you. Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Kyle Pitts returns to the field along with the rest of this offense for the upcoming series. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within...
Barkley hit and the ball pops free. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On first down, Douglas. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Carlson down to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you have your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. Here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. Devlin. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
You can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
The pickup goes for 13. It sets him up first and goal.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Falcons grab it. It's a foot race. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. So out come the Falcons now. And they are in an absolutely golden spot. It's 1st and goal following the fumble return. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Kamara is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Cooper Kupp, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. I think he's still shaking his head a little. It was his fumble on the previous drive that led to the touchdown that has us tied.
And sometimes it's worse on a runner who drops it like that to watch the other team take the ball downfield and score than maybe if they just returned it right away. You know what I mean? Because sometimes what happens that fast, you're right back out on the field. Instead, he had to watch it happen. Let's see if it affects him going forward the rest of the game.
He'll get this out to Bart. And he loses the football a second time. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Trayvon Walker in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Devlin. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
Okay, I'm not a fan of any routes that just, turn around defensive backs, mainly because I was a defensive back. But the comeback route is so difficult because to sell it, you're selling it like it's a deep route before you come back towards either the line of scrimmage or the sideline. And, boy, that one worked to perfection.
Kamara up the middle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent game there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
To throw on 2nd down. Devlin. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Kupp. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Touchdown, Falcons! Kadarius Toney, a 12-yard touchdown grab as they have taken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm, meaning the sideline is protecting you? Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously, the
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Chris Jones busting through to get him for a loss of 6. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got back.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Harold Landry, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and forever. Finding Waddle crossing the field and bringing it in. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's thrown touchdown passes on his last 2 drives as he begins here, 1st and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Devlin. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down. Devlin. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Up the middle with Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Douglas over the middle. He's got Chenault. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And the Falcons now are going to go on offense late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down. Devlin. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Devlin. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 1st and 10, Devlin. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was the Jets who were able to come away with the win at home. Dalvin Cook, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Patrick Mahomes, over 400 yards passing with 3 touchdown passes as well. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they've had all sorts of success thus far tonight throwing the football, as they're on pace to throw for 300-plus yards if things continue the way they've been going. Meanwhile, for our home team, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And the half will begin with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. To throw on third down, Douglas. He's got a man, complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Second down, here's Barkley again. And he'll go down at the 28. 53 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And the nimble footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Douglas. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Douglas. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll bring him back within a point. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Following the fumble recovery, Douglas to Barkley on the check down. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd down, Douglas. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Douglas. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Carlson is good, and they have regained the lead. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Devlin. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give to Kamara running right. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Off play action. Devlin. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. George Karlaftis able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at about the 14. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
From the gun on 3rd down. Douglas got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Final minute now in the 3rd quarter. To throw on 2nd down. Douglas. Connection made with Chenault. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. On 1st down, Douglas. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 1st down, Douglas. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And he's going to get this down near the 25. They'll look to throw again. Right back to Pitts again. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Back to throw again. Smith catches left side. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Again, he'll drop to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Waddle. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Oilers will add to their 4th quarter lead. So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Throwing to start the drive. Devlin. Incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. A 10th carry for Kamara. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Devlin. And he wisely will throw that one away. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. A field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made by Harold Langford. It's a loss of a yard.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Douglas. That's going to be caught. It's Shenault. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 85 catches for him on the year now, and the result there is a first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. Off the play fake. Douglas. And that'll be caught downfield by Shenault. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 34-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again, Douglas. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, marking down at the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Saquon Barkley with career touchdown number 60. And the Oilers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2. They'll try and throw for it to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And here now come the Falcons. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Devlin steps away to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again, Devlin. That'll be caught. It's caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Kamara try the right side. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Devlin. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Greedy Williams picks it off, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And now out comes Houston. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley to about the 23. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, Douglas. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Another try for Barkley. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Douglas toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Carlson on for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. From the gun on third down, Devlin. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. On first down, Devlin. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. The throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the home team here, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as